everyone, today I will teach you how to convert from standard form to vertex form. So our standard form looks like this: ax squared plus bx plus c, and our vertex form is a quantity x minus h plus k. So let's start. Our problem number 1 here is 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. So first, let us identify our a, b, and c. For our a is 3, our b is 4, our c is 1, negative 4 I mean. So first, if our coefficient here is not 1, we have to factor it out. And since our coefficient here is 3, then we factor out 3. 3x squared minus 4 third, because 3 divided by 4 is 4 third, x plus, leave a space, equals, then we transfer 1, so we change the sign into negative, so it will be negative 1 plus space. So this is what we call completing the square. Now, let us find what are the numbers here. So to find the numbers here, we simply have to divide b, divide 2. So 4 third divided by 2 is equals to 2 third. Then after we divide it, we square it, squared. So 2 squared is equals to 4, 3 squared is equals to 9. So this is what we will be putting here, 9. Then here, we simply multiply 3 times 4, 9. So 4, 9 times 3 is equals to 4 third. 4 third. Now, as you can see, we have here a perfect square trinomial. So we will do factoring. 3x minus 2 third squared equals negative 1 plus 4 third. Copy again, 3x minus 2 third squared equals negative 1 plus 4 third is equals to positive 1 third. So is this our final answer? No, this is not, because we will need to transfer 1 third beside our number here. So copy again, 3x minus 2 third squared. Now, since we will going to transfer the 1 third, we will change the sign into, yes, very good, negative 1 third. So this is our vertex form. Or it can simply be written as v vertex 2 third, and for our k is negative 1 third. So this will be our h, and this will be our k. Remember that when you do this, you have to change the sign of the h. So since our h here is negative, so we make it positive, and here just copy it. Now let's proceed to our problem number 2. So here in our problem number 2, we have x squared plus 6x minus 3. So we will be converting it again into vertex form. But if you want to try and solving it yourself, you can just pause the video and then play it again if you want to check if your answer is correct. So let's start. So first thing we need to do is to use the completing the square. But as you can see here, our a is not 3 and our a is 1. So just like what I've said earlier, that if our a is 1, we don't need to factor it out anymore. So you just need to copy x squared plus 6x. Then you transfer the negative 3, which will become positive 3. And then completing the square, x squared plus 6x plus, leave a space, equals 3 plus space again. So what do we need to do again? Yes, divide the b or the 6 by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is equals to 3. And then you squared it. 3 squared is equals to 9. So our answer here is 9. And then it will also be 9 because 9 times 1, because x represents as 1. So 9 times 1 is equals to 9. Now, let us do the perfect square trinomial. So here in the perfect square trinomial, we have x plus 3 squared equals 3 plus 9. Copy again, x plus 3 squared equals 9 plus 3 is equals to 12. Is this our final answer? Yes, you are right. This is not our final answer because we have to convert it into vertex form again. So 3 squared, then we transfer the 12 beside here. So we change the sign and this will become negative 12. So is this our vertex form? Yes, this is our vertex form. Now, I want you to try solving by yourself. I will give you another problem or exercises to see how much have you learned from this video. So this will be your problem. 4x minus 8. After solving this problem, you can just send your answer in the comment section to see if your answer is correct. But of course, this does not just end here, because my partner Claire will discuss to you or will teach you how to convert from vertex form to standard form using my answer here. And that's all. Bye!
Good day everyone, I am Claire Chikandami and now I will teach you how to convert vertex form to standard form using the answer of my partner Ruby. So her answer is number 1, 3 quantity of x minus 2/3 squared minus 1/3. Number 2, quantity of x plus 3 squared minus 12. So in converting vertex to standard, we have to use PEMDAS. P stands for parentheses, E for exponent, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now let's start answering the number 1 problem. So our number 1 problem is 3 quantity of x minus 2/3 squared minus 1/3. So let's use PEMDAS as our guide. Let's start with P, which means parentheses. So our parentheses here is x minus 2/3 squared. So now let's multiply x minus 2/3 x minus 2/3. So x times x, we got x squared. X times negative 2/3, we got negative 2/3 x. Negative 2/3 times x, we got negative 2/3 x. Negative 2/3 times negative 2/3, we got positive 4/9 over x squared minus 4/3 x plus 4/9. Since we're already done with our parentheses, let's move on to multiplication. Let's multiply 3 to our answer. So 3 times x squared minus 4/3 x plus 4/9. So 3 times x squared, we got 3x squared. 3 times negative 4/3 x, we got negative 4x. 3 times positive 4/9, we got positive 4/3. So now that we're already done with our multiplication, let's move on to subtraction. Let's subtract 1/3 to our answer. So our answer is 3x squared minus 4x plus 4/3. So let's subtract 4/3 to negative 1/3. So 4/3 minus 1/3, we got 3/3. So our answer is 3x squared minus 4x plus 3/3. So this is our answer. But we can also write this as 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. So, is this our final answer? Yes, it is. So now that we're already done with our problem number 1, let's move on to our problem number 2. So our problem number 2 is quantity of x plus 3 squared minus 12. So now again, let's use PEMDAS as our guide. So let's start with parentheses. So our parentheses here is x plus 3 squared. So x plus 3 times x plus 3. X times x, we got x squared. X times positive 3, we got positive 3x. Positive 3 times x, we got positive 3x. Positive 3 times positive 3, we got positive 9 over x squared plus 6x plus 9. So now that we're already done with our parentheses, since we don't have anything to multiply with our answer, let's move on to subtraction. So let's subtract negative 12 to our answer. Our answer is x squared plus 6x plus 9. So now let's subtract 9 to negative 12. So positive 9 minus 12, we got negative 3. So let's copy x squared plus 6x minus 3. So is that our final answer? Yes, it is. Now that I'm already done teaching you how to solve or convert vertex form to standard form using PEMDAS, it's time for you to apply what you've learned throughout our video. So, your problem goes like this. 2 quantity of x minus 1 squared minus 11. And number 2 problem is quantity of x minus 4 squared plus 10.
Learning mathematics is hard, but it will be much more harder if you don't try to learn it.
Did you know that finding satisfaction is by solving math problems? So, in order for you to be satisfied, solve